Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist fills the void within them. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. Now, as I'm creating this video, I'm looking at the background, and this looks so surreal. It looks absolutely spectacular and amazing to me, which is why I have a different posture than I usually do, because at least as I'm creating this video, it looks absolutely sensational. So I hope it transforms itself or shows up on your TV or your flat screen or your device. Having said that, how the narcissist fills the void within them, it used to be with you. It used to be with your actions. It used to be with your money and your time and your responses and your emotions and your relationships and you doing everything for them. Now, how the narcissist fills that void within them, it's certainly with somebody else or possibly other people. But the whole point of why they have to fill the void within them, it's because this void is a bottomless pit. It can never be satiated for any length of time. The narcissist needs what is known as supply. You were a source of supply. So was a plane, so was an Amazon package, so was a car ride, so was being hung up on, so was ghosting you, so was making plans and breaking them, or ruining your vacation or your birthday or your holiday, or when they would be sitting right next to you and zapping or stealing your energy even though you didn't know what it was. That's supply, and the narcissist needs this. The narcissist needs people. Now you may say, well, I need people too. Well, yeah, you do, so do I, but you don't need to ruin people's lives, and that's not what you do. The narcissist slithers into people's lives under the guise of caring, under the guise of loving them, and under the guise of what will never be in the future, i.e. future faking. And once they get their claws sunken into somebody, that's when they begin to pull back. And that's how they really fill that void within them. You see, the narcissist needs people on that roller coaster of emotions going up and down and all around and in and out and backwards and upside down. And they have multiple people on that roller coaster ride. You thought it was just you when you were in the relationship. Well, it was just you because you're just one human being. But the narcissist looked at you not as the beautiful, bright, shining light. They looked at you as one participant on that ride, on that roller coaster of emotions. This is why they didn't have so much time for you. This is why they would hang up on you. This is why they would have girls' weekends, wink, wink. This is why they would have guys' weekends up at the cabin. This is why they would say, oh, they got stuck in a city 5, 6, 7 hours away from you. This is why they would drive their car in snowstorms or in torrential downpours. The narcissist needs supply. They need to roll the dice. They don't like stability. They don't like commonplace. They don't like certainty. What they like is disruption, misinformation, misguidedness, and they like to destroy and ruin people. The narcissist captures people and they place them in a place which is called the narcissistic fog. You could call it the trauma bond, you can call it whatever you want. But that place, A, does exist. B, I lived there for quite a long period of time. C, I'm out and I will never, and I repeat, never go back to that hellhole ever again. You are either acquiring the wisdom or you already have it. Any way you cut it, you're getting your cup full and you're understanding that this was life-threatening, it was debilitating, it was challenging, and that what you were one cog in the wheel trying to plug thousands of holes in the bottomless pit, which is known as the narcissist. And they used you, they abused you, they manipulated you, they trapped you, they tricked you, they isolated you, and they did everything they could via the smear campaign, via verbal abuse, via financial abuse, and so much more to destroy your life. And they wanted you thinking about them to the detriment of yourself. This is why when you're in these relationships, what happens is you become what I call the unpaid helper, or the walking apology, or the sounding board, or the regulator, or the person who will cook and clean and turn a blind eye or not trust your instincts or your intuition. You were ignoring red flags, and you were in that hamster wheel, or that you were on that roller coaster of emotions. You never knew what you got from day to day, sometimes from minute to minute, which is why you were always walking around on eggshells. Now, for those of you who don't know what walking on eggshells means, it means you can't be yourself. You're holding your breath, you're biting your tongue, you're trying to appease a toxic person, and they know it. You didn't know this wisdom, you didn't have it in the past. So when you find yourself walking on eggshells, and I'll give you a quick couple examples right now, but when you find yourself doing that, that's not a good thing. That means someone's controlling you whether you know it or not. That means you can't be yourself. That means you can't be authentic and express yourself because you'll be punished for doing so. Here are 2 quick examples of somebody walking on eggshells. Classic Narcissism 101, the workplace bully, the slash narcissistic boss. You and your colleagues or coworkers were working, everything was going great. You had the job under control and the deadline was going to be met. And what happens? Well, the narcissist workplace boss comes in and everyone gets radio silent. They all get quiet. They all hold their breath. They're waiting to get fired. They're waiting to get more work dumped on them. They're waiting to figure out who's going to go to HR next. Well, when you have to work with a person like that, you're walking on eggshells. That's not healthy. It's not good. That's not good at all. And you may say, well, how do you know that, Andrew? Well, all these experiences I'm sharing, I lived most of them. The workplace bully specifically, wink, wink, I worked with dozens of you creatures, of you freaks, if you will. Yes, I said the word, because you people manipulate people, you abuse people. You know that you have people that work with you, not for you, parasites, with you, that you want to keep around because you can punish them and you will take credit for the work. But those days are over. My hope is they're going to be over for you eventually. So that's one example of walking on eggshells. Another would be, let's say that when you were at home, say that the toxic person was your sibling or your parent, whomever, maybe your spouse, I don't know. And then when that person came home, you would stand up at attention. You'd act like you were cleaning, or you're going to take the dog out, or you were organizing something, or basically you're holding your breath or acting like you weren't, that you were busy, when in fact you weren't, because you were trying to decompress from a long day's work, but you're trying to appease that person to make it seem like you were doing something. Guilty as charged right here. Having said that, that's when you're walking on eggshells. But going back to the thumbnail, how the narcissist fills the void within them, they have to fill it within them by using people. This is why the narcissist has multiple smartphones. This is why the narcissist is always on the go. This is why the narcissist is always looking for the next new shiny object. This is why they're always looking for the new supply. This is why they try to recycle old sources of supply. This is why they hoover people. Now we're entering the holiday season here in the United States. Many of you know what the holiday hoover is. For those of you who don't, I'll explain it and break it down very simply. A hoover is when the narcissist is trying to test the temperature of you. It doesn't mean they're trying to get back in a relationship with you. But having said that, maybe you're healing or you have healed. You've done everything or you are doing everything you can to get away from that toxic person. And as you're doing that, what do? Maybe they send you a bogus email from a different account you've never seen before. Or they use a burner phone and call you, or send you a package in the mail, or send in a flying monkey to ask how you're doing. This is a hoover. Now again, a hoover doesn't mean the narcissist wants to get back with you, but during the holidays, this is when these creatures usually pop up. Why? You're getting it because they need to fill the void within them, and they do it by trying to capture people again. If it's for a second, a minute, a day, a week, a month, a year, the rest of your life, this is what they do. All of the narcissistic people, they are all stuck in this loop that just goes around and around and around. And they try to capture as many people, I'll use a different illustration here, on the Ferris wheel of abuse as they possibly can. So when somebody, let's use a Ferris wheel that goes around like that on a big circle, at least that's what it used to be called when I was a kid. Say there are 100 spots on that. Well, when you're at the bottom, you're being punished and devalued. You don't know what's going on, but you're stuck because you're in a trauma bond, or you're in the relationship, or you're in the narcissistic fog. As the wheel goes around, you're feeling a little bit better because now maybe the narcissist is giving you a little taste of what will never be. And then let's say you get to the top. Now you're being love bombed, or now you're being given the euphoric treatment. You're being praised for something, and this is supply. And then again, as inevitably it always happens, and I can't believe I didn't come up with this illustration years ago. This is a genius idea. And no, I'm not the narcissist. Then you begin to be devalued again. Then you find yourself at the bottom. Devaluation, end, love bomb, euphoric. Devaluation, end, love bomb, euphoric. That's how it goes around. So this is why the narcissist needs to fill the void within them with supply. Now again, you are not supply. You are what I call a beautiful, bright, shining light. You shine higher than that. Yes, the beautiful sun behind me. And I cannot believe how beautiful this place is that I'm located. I really hope it pans out in the video that you're watching. But having said all these things, this is what the narcissist needs. They have an insatiable quest or quench for supply because they can never ever be pleased or satisfied for any length of time with anything, which means an accomplishment, which means money, which means the car they have, or the watch, or the house, or the relationship they have, or their kids, whatever their kids are doing. This is why the narcissist can never ever sit still. And this is why they are a bottomless pit that needs to be filled with what? You got it, with supply. And the only person that can fill that void inside of the narcissist with supply is whoever they target, whoever they're trying to approach, whoever's communicating with them, whoever has not closed the avenues of communication down with them. And many, many people, specifically in this day and age, are getting the wisdom so much quicker than when I first started creating videos, March 31st, 2021, 5 months and 2 days after the discard. Back then, the wheels of progress were turning very slowly, extremely slowly. Now they're turning a lot faster, and more people are getting off that Ferris wheel of abuse, and more people are getting off that roller coaster of abuse. More and more people on the planet are becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and they are beginning to understand that they don't have to tolerate poor behavior, that many of the things they were taught in the past don't apply today in this present day. Many things that you were taught were things like these. Oh, it's just your uncle, just give him a break. He doesn't really have many friends, so just tolerates poor behavior. Or that person's from this country, that's what they do over there, so they can throw a rage fit on you. Just, that's the way they express themselves. Or, what's the big deal? You loan them money, so what? They didn't pay you back again. You have plenty of money. What's the problem? Can't you just share a little bit? The things you were taught in the past were, do the right thing even if you're being abused. Now, you weren't taught that using those words, but essentially that's what you were taught in certain capacities. Now you understand abuse. You should not be abused by anybody. I don't care who it is, your own child, your spouse, your sibling, your neighbor, your boss, a person in a religious organization or community, a hobby group. Anybody should not be abusing another person, but yet that's what the narcissist does, because the narcissist wants to put themselves high up on a pedestal to the detriment of you. And once they get you in that devaluation stage, or the trauma bond, and they're both interchangeable yet unique to themselves, that's what they want people doing. They want people fawning all over them. They want people calling them, texting them. Can I help you today? Can I give you a ride to the airport? Should I loan you money? Should I pick up the kids? What about your car? Could I wash that for you? Should I wax it? Is it topped up with gasoline? What about your clothes? Could I take them to the dry cleaner? What do you want for dinner? Oh, you don't want to have that tonight? You want to have a $300 lobster? I don't have any money, but I'll go into credit card debt again and get that for you. This is what they want to do. Then they want to punish those people for doing what they did. Again, you weren't taught this in school, so how could you know it was abuse? Now you do. And now you know you need to get as far away from these people as fast as you can. You need to go no contact and get off the radar of these people. Don't tempt fate, because the narcissist will always, and I repeat, always have a void within them, and they need to fill it with something. They were filling it with you for a period of time. They're no longer filling it with you. They're filling it with somebody else or someone else's misery, or they're trying to destroy someone else's life who just accomplished something or succeeded at something or graduated or did something. The narcissist is envious and jealous, and what they want to do is they want to take all the credit for anything they can. They don't want to give credit or praise or accolades. They don't want to congratulate anybody, but above all, they don't want to be accountable or introspect, because it would be too painful. And then that huge void that's within them, it could never be filled even for 5 seconds. You may say, why is that, Andrew? I'll tell you why. If the narcissist for 1 second ripped off that mask and looked at themselves in the mirror and recognized and acknowledged how toxic and evil they are, they would never, ever, and I mean never, recover from that injury, that narcissistic injury, because that would be a dose of reality of all the lives they've blown up, all the money they stole, all the people that they cheated on, all the hearts they broke, all the youth of the children that they procreated with, or maybe they were step parents to. They didn't teach them the proper way. This is what happens when these people get their grubby little fingers on anybody. I'm talking about the narcissist. That's why you need to get off the radar of these people. Have a small footprint, heal properly, and then eventually ascend and elevate to that place that I call the mountaintop of indifference, the pinnacle of indifference, where it is always sunshine. It is always beautiful skies with marshmallow-like clouds. There's abundance everywhere. There are hawks everywhere. There are eagles. There's water flowing. The air is rarefied. Yes, rarefied air. And this is a place that so few of us have arrived at, but more and more people are getting there each and every day. Once they take all that energy out of where they were placing it, which was in the bottomless pit within the narcissist, and they begin to place it within themselves, when they do that, anything is possible. I mean anything. I'm living proof. If you were ever concerned, or if you were ever questioning exactly how far myself on my journey, how far I've come, just go back to the March 31st, 2021 video called Glad You Made It. There's a whole playlist on it with 5 episodes. Perhaps this will be or 6, maybe this will be the 7th this year, I'm not exactly sure. But you will see a broken human being, me, that evening, 5 months and 2 days after the discard, picking up a camera, creating my first video at about 10 o'clock at night, and I believe it was Thursday night, because I knew I had acquired the wisdom. I knew it was my time to shine. It was my time to elevate, and it was my time to pay it forward. And that's what I do each and every day. And my hope is eventually that's what you will do in any capacity you can. But I will tell you this before I close the video. You can't do it if you're still tethered to the narcissist. It will not happen. You may think it will. It won't. You need to get all the toxicity out of you. You need to block that person or those people, and you need to heal and heal properly. And eventually you will find yourself where I am and so many thousands of people who I've helped arrive at that mountaintop, that pinnacle of indifference. We are waiting for you. We are reaching our arms down. We are ready to elevate and lift you up. But you have to do your part. And your part is stop giving the narcissist energy. Stop giving them time. Stop giving them money. Stop giving them anything that they would take from you and punish you for doing it. And essentially, that's what supply is. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And again, my posture is a little different because I'm sitting on a beautiful brick bench here, and I am in awe at how beautiful that background is. A lot has to do with the season, the time, and winter solstice is approaching, the daylight savings time. But on top of that, if you ever were concerned, or I said concerned twice, if you ever were wondering how far a person can come, go back to my first video. In a dark room, in a place where I was discarded, created a video, but I had strength and fortitude. That video is called Glad You Made It, March 31st, 2021, and now take a look where I am. This is abundance. This is real. If you aren't here yet, you will be, but you need to do your part. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing.